Yesterday, when jointly meeting the press with French President Emmanuel Macron, President Xi Jinping said that China and France will work together for the realization of a comprehensive, just and lasting solution to the Palestinian question at an early date. He announced that China will provide $100 million of assistance to Palestine to alleviate the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and support its recovery and reconstruction. We believe the latest assistance worth $100 million announced by President Xi Jinping and earmarked for the easing of the humanitarian crisis and post-conflict reconstruction will help improve Gaza's humanitarian situation and reduce the suffering of the Palestinian people. President Xi Jinping described the Palestinian question as a test to the effectiveness of the global governance system and called on the international community to look straight at the root cause of the question, step up to the responsibility and take robust action to redress the historical injustice and uphold fairness and justice. China firmly supports the just cause of the Palestinian people in restoring their legitimate national rights and will continue working relentlessly with the international community for a full and lasting ceasefire in Gaza, the easing of humanitarian situation there, and an early political settlement of the Palestinian question on the basis of the two-state solution. During French President Macron's state visit to China, President Xi Jinping held talks with him, and the two heads of state exchanged views on the Ukraine crisis. President Xi Jinping stated that China supports all efforts that are conducive to peace and will continue to play a constructive role in the political settlement of the crisis in its own way. China supports European countries in playing their due role toward the establishment of a balanced, effective and sustainable European security architecture. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the Great Patriotic War of the Soviet Union. The heads of state of the two countries this year attended commemorative events in each other's country and agreed to firmly safeguard the fruits of the victory in World War II, oppose any retrogressive moves that attempt to change the verdict on colonialism and aggression, and send out the strong message of the times of upholding justice. During this round of China-Russia strategic security consultation, the two sides compared strategic notes on issues related to Japan and reached strong consensus. China and Russia agreed on the need to firmly safeguard the fruits of the victory in World War II, which cost the lives and blood of the people, reject any erroneous remarks and deeds that seek to change the verdict on colonialism and aggression, and firmly push back the attempt to revive fascism and Japanese militarism. China and Russia share the view that the two countries are committed to their shared responsibility as major countries and permanent members of the UN Security Council to uphold world peace and security and defend the truth of history and international justice. China stands ready to continue the coordination and collaboration with Russia and resolutely thwart provocations of Japan's far-right forces aimed at undermining regional peace and stability and remilitarizing Japan. The event of relevant U.S. media outlet provided a platform for the Taiwan authorities' leader to peddle separatist rhetoric for Taiwan independence. This is a serious violation of the One China principle and the three China-US joint communiques, and sends a gravely wrong signal to the separatist forces. China firmly opposes that. Ching-te's remarks once again revealed his nature as a die-hard separatist seeking U.S. support for Taiwan independence, and proved him as a provocateur and saboteur of peace. We urge the U.S. side to fully grasp the great sensitivity of the Taiwan question and act on their leader's commitment. Whatever Lai says and does, his separatist agenda will not succeed. Let me stress that China is committed to a national defense policy that is defensive in nature. The Chinese Navy and China Coast Guard carry out activities in relevant waters in strict accordance with China's domestic laws and international law. There is no need for relevant parties to overreact and overinterpret, still less should they make groundless accusations. China has made clear its position more than once on the U.S. export of chips to China. We hope the US will take concrete actions to keep the global industrial and supply chains stable and unimpeded. For anything specific, I'd refer you to competent authorities.